Before we go to Shirley on this one, I wanted to take a second and let you know that the commentary approach on this particular video is geared towards providing a peek into how judges value what they see. This so instructors can gain a bit of an insight on the critical analysis of their program. We're offering this video to the judge community as well and are pleased to offer this type of crossover project in this class that sets new standards and reinvents the language of color guard. From the instructor viewpoint, there are tons to be gleaned from this. Information that can be applied to competitive strategy, approach to critique, and a heightened understanding of the criteria in this class. You ready? Let's go.
The look of the independent world class. In 15th place, Opus 10 with a score of 82.2. You're going to notice the classical music that this color guard chose and their strong ability to illustrate that music. They have an amazing layering of body and equipment. Their skill set and their training and development, especially at a movement level, is very, very impressive. The standout considerations here: good staging, strong development of the body and equipment book, musicality definitely working in their favor, and without a doubt, the layering of what they're doing at a body and equipment level is significant. So check this out. See if you're ready for this. The independent world class takes us to a whole new level. The performers are mature, seasoned, well-trained, and able to demonstrate some amazing skills. Unlike the scholastic world class, many of these performers approach a professional level of performance. Our expectations here cannot be compared to any other class of competitors. While we utilize the same scoring system for both scholastic and independent classes, there's a vast difference in the physical capabilities of these performers. Remember that your expectations must always be relative to the class standard. Opus 10 has chosen to impact the viewer with a strong effect at the very start of the show. One is immediately impressed with the quality of the movement and the synergy between body and equipment. This program is fast-paced, and the power of the vertical design produces an adrenaline reaction that showcases the performance skills in a non-stop display of high-end skills. The floor's strong geometric design brings emphasis to their staging choices and matches the power of the performers. Multiple equipment parts illustrate the music and build seamlessly into a strong unison statement. The expressive effort qualities and the technical excellence are impressive. The music guides the development and builds the emotional response with good success, and without a doubt, this guard does an excellent job of illustrating the music's various lines and dynamics. A momentary release from tension occurs with the clearing of the floor and the reorchestration of their equipment choices. Individual skills add variety to the delivery of their equipment design, and the floor serves as a support mechanism to bring emphasis to the staging and supports the equipment effects. The non-stop delivery of equipment effects, the musicality, and the fast-paced challenges that the performers are given that meet the challenge with an impressive level of success. This is the kind of moment when the IA judges should tell the guard they're scanning the floor to assess the fullest range of the vocabulary. A change of pace and mood allows a release from the tension established earlier through speed and volume. The range and depth of the movement vocabulary is vast, and one is conscious of the variety of staging and choreography to showcase the performers. Use of drill relative to the floor design brings a good sense of organization to the composition. Clarity of form invites the viewer to absorb the synergistic blend of body and equipment. Clarity in staging eases the eye and enhances the effect of the moment as it contrasts the looser staging preceding it. Another change of pace contours the show, and dimensionality brings clarity and contrast to the previously densely staged effects. Individual skills continue to showcase the depth of training. This dance interlude invites equipment judges to summarize their observations up to this point. It's another point where the movement judge would scan the floor to assure that he or she is recognizing the depth and the range of the vocabulary. Pacing here takes on a much more sustained quality and is in stark contrast to earlier segments. It allows the viewer to absorb more fully the qualities of the vocabulary and the skill set that brings it to life. An inventive design moment occurs with the method of returning the performers to center stage. Texturing and partnering work successfully to maintain visual interest. Note the effortless achievement of the soloist. The lengthy dance segment is another opportunity for the equipment judge to summarize observations and invites the movement judge to assess the stamina and movement quality inherent in the dance feature. The rifle effect introduces a faster-paced build and returns to the earlier approach to speed and volume. When dealing with speed and density, the IA judges have to pull back and scan the floor and trust their instinctive knowledge to identify the various skills and the training to support those skills. It becomes easy to look for error, but that negates the whole premise of achievement. In this case, especially, recognition of the what within the vocabulary must be the basis for assessing the degree of training and achievement. The look of independent world class, the challenges and accomplishments can be amazing. Please keep that in mind when assessing excellence.
The independent world class, the crown jewels of the Winter Guard activity. This is our professional class. There's one major distinction that sets this class apart from even its high school equivalent. For this class, there is no age limit. There are three primary factors that come with age that directly influence the standards for this class. Firstly, physical development. Greater strength, agility, and dexterity combined with the heightened awareness of technique allow for more choreographic options. You see this reflected directly in the advanced, sophisticated, and challenging vocabulary and the ability of the performers through thorough training to fulfill those advanced choreographic choices. Mental and emotional development factor heavily into psychological maturity. This accelerates the creative and technical process by cutting the learning curve, as most of these performers are already fully committed to the group and its process. They already know how to work and are able to work with more efficiency. Also, an aspect that's often overlooked in this class is the individual and collective life experience of both the performers and the staff. This is a commodity when concerning programming options for the class. Options surrounding more adult subject matter relative to premise, theme, and setting, along with expressive qualities and efforts. Just as building a better house is easier with better tools, creating in this class is heightened with the availability of greater resources, talent, maturity, and years of experience developing the craft of color guard. The strongest of these units will have a nucleus of performers that have been a part of the group for years. In the case of most finalists, they'll enjoy a return of 50% or greater from one season to the next. This continuity from year to year allows the evolution of skill set and training and creative propensity, separating this class again from the scholastic worlds that have a forced turn every 3 or 4 year cycle. This investment of time allows for instructors and designers to create the environments over years that allow for very specific, individualized, and customized creative methods. In this class, we see the widest split in process and approach. This range of approaches gives way to greater variety and stronger identities that ultimately manifest in more exploration and invention. In the A class, and to a varying degree in the open class, visual phrasing is usually reflective of the musical structure of the program. Phrasing usually is seen in the simple starts and stops as groups transition from one event to the next. Time and movement in space is often divided into clear linear segments like boxcars in a train. From a pacing standpoint in the world class, phrases are not always identified by simple starts and stops. The lines between these events are often blurred as more designers think in terms of development rather than transition. You see much more complexity as designers consider the layering of multiple visual voices over time. Let's consider that each effect or vertical moment is comprised of a build, the moment itself, and then the deconstruction of the event or the exit. In this class, the Independent Worlds, you see more units overlapping these builds and exits, creating more options in terms of pacing, and a different sense of frequency of events in the overall event plan. Couple these opportunities of this advanced use of time with the options of formal and informal development, and it doesn't take long to see how the expanded range of possibility leads to the variety in the class and the depth of design seen at the top of this class. Choreographically, this class readily exploits the cross-consideration between the choreographic voice of movement and equipment to the larger eye of choreography that considers situational staging, spatial hierarchy, and the movement and development through space over time. This results in a heightened sense of coordination that comes from the consideration of interrelationship in the design process, a connection to the totality of the moment that elevates the color guard language of context. Also, judges in all classes are reminded constantly that all groups do not progress at the same rate. This is especially true in the Independent World class. Many groups in this class will write and rewrite and edit and detail all the way to championship weekend. Many of these shows are ever changing as the advanced performers and instructors can respond in real time from one performance to the next. Many additions and factors surrounding fulfillment are strategically injected to the program over the course of the season as many of these units work to gain the competitive edge. Watching this class over the course of the season can offer the most excitement. As these groups work to establish new standards in creativity and excellence, they do so in a highly competitive setting. You'll see that guards at risk the most, as these competitive neighborhoods in this class are tight, and progression into especially the upper echelon of this class is very, very difficult. This is the home of our best and most brilliant artists, performers, designers, technicians, and sportsmen.